Hey everybody, welcome back to theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Again, that website address for you, if you don't already know what it is, it's theclinicaltrialsguru.com. In my opinion, the best place on the internet for clinical trial content and information for research clinics, CROs, people from pharma companies, even study participants. I try to have something here for all of you. One of my favorite parts is answering questions. Email me, Dan at theclinicaltrialsguru.com, and I'll get back to you with an answer. And yes, this website is called the Clinical Trials Guru, but no, I am not a know-it-all. For those people who know me, I'm a very sarcastic person, and the guru, the whole guru thing, is my way of being sarcastic. But if I cannot answer your question, I'm not going to pretend like I can and give you some nonsense advice. I'm going to bring on a guest guru, what I call a guest guru, and hopefully he or she will be able to answer your guys' questions. And again, I will keep you anonymous. So today's question is, hi Dan, from someone anonymous. Hi Dan, I hope you're doing well. I have a question regarding final pay. We currently participated in a study where no patients were randomized at our site. We were an add-on site and had only about 1 week to enroll. We screened 3 subjects, all who were screen failures. Our site has since been deactivated and we will have a closeout visit next month. I will send an invoice, but is it necessary to demand final payment before the closeout visit? Typically, would I have the final payment before the closeout visit, or will the final payment come after the closeout visit? And we're going to talk about what a closeout visit is and what a final payment is. But just to answer your question now, typically the final payment comes after the closeout visit. There are cases where the final payment will come before the closeout visit, but that's only if the study has a really long open label extension or some kind of extension to the study where the study is just going to drag on forever and they know that sites are not going to go for that. Now, what is a final payment? What is that? Well, when you negotiate a contract with a drug company or a CRO, you'll usually notice in the budget there's a 10%, sometimes even a 20% retainage fee. This is also known as a holdback amount. What this is, for simplicity's sake, let's say that I negotiated a contract with a drug company for $1,000 a visit. Okay, each time I complete a visit, I get $1,000. Well, if there is a 10% retainage fee, which is typically the case, I will only get $900 per visit. And at the very end, every visit will be added up that I've done, and what I negotiated minus what I actually received, I will get in what's called a final payment after the closeout visit. The reason sponsors typically do this is they want to make sure that the site continues to answer queries. The site continues to help out with giving regulatory documents or any ongoing support. They know that these kind of activities don't generate revenue and there may not be incentive for the research sites to do these kind of activities if they've received all their payment. So typically as an insurance, the sponsor will hold a percentage, usually 10%, I've seen 20%, until the very end to make sure that once the closeout visit's done, all the data is what's called frozen and clean and monitored, and there's no more documents needed, although that's sometimes not the case, but still, there's no more documents needed. They have everything that they want. Then they give you the final payment. This typically happens at a closeout visit. And when a closeout visit is when the sponsors will send the monitor out to your site and they'll review all the data, make sure all the drug is returned, make sure all the queries are answered, make sure there's no any outstanding issues going on with the regulatory or anything you can think of. Then they will close your site out. You will notify the IRB that your site has been closed, and typically a month later, or sometimes longer, sometimes shorter, you'll receive the final payment, which is the 10% or whatever percentage it is that you negotiated, holdback amount that has been deducted from all your visits from the work you've already done once you fulfill the closeout visit for the sponsor. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully it's not too confusing. There's typically no way around having a holdback fee or a holdback percentage or a retainage in the contracts. You can try to get away with it. I've had studies where I've had 0% Holdback 0% retainage fee. Typically, I have about 10% retainage fee. Some companies, especially the smaller biotech companies, sometimes have 15 or 20% holdback fees. So it really depends. Negotiate. Know that just like with anything in life, clinical trials is no different. Everything is negotiable, but typically there is a 10% holdback fee, and yes, final payment typically comes after the closeout visit. Hopefully this helps. I want to give my clinical trial guru producers a shout out. Sarah Elizabeth Siegler, Resolve Research Solutions, Accurate Clinical Trials, Erdhart Clinical Trials, PTNR, Patrick Stone, Darshan Kulkarni, Biopharm Systems, Zymware, Mozio, South Coast Clinical Trials, Breakthrough Clinical Trials, and St. Paul Medical Research in Miami, Florida. Thank you all very much. Final payment, closeout visit, retainage, holdback amount. Hopefully this is not too confusing. Let me know. TheClinicalTrialsGuru.com.